Winnipeg has long been known as a centre for rock music in Canada. Here in this city, bands such as the Guess Who, BTO, and more recently Street Art and Harlequin have vaulted into the rock spotlight. And as these bands left to tour bigger centres, there are always bands that take their place. They come out of basements where nearly all bands are born. They play the bar circuit in the hope that they too will be heard by record executives who have the power to give them the ever-elusive recording contract. And if the basements are responsible for giving bands life, it is the bars that sustain it while they're waiting for that break. Not only does it pay the bills, but if you are a good band, word on the street will spread, and street talk brings recording executives. One such band in Winnipeg looking for that break is Dash and the Dots. We talked to them recently to learn about the individuals that make up the band and what it is that keeps them going and why. What is it about being in a band that attracts you, besides the obvious?
Well, it's a different lifestyle. It's something where it's not a 9-to-5 thing, and I just found working 9-to-5 jobs got me nervous breakdowns, and that was about it. And I like playing music, and it's fulfilling for me, and not much else is. So that's what I do. It makes me happy to do it.
Do you feel any pressure maybe from your family or any friends, like say you went to school with a guy that's now a lawyer, or somebody else is doing this and they're making such and such money, and your family says, well, you're in a band, shouldn't you get your education? Or
actually, well, when I was younger there was that pressure, but now, like, I see friends of mine that I grew up with that have gone on to become doctors and lawyers and stuff, and there's actually no pressure from my family. There's no pressure because they realize that I'm serious about what I'm doing, and that it means a lot to me, and that I'm going to keep doing it. And there's a lot of support all around, which is great.
You write songs with the band, and one song in particular that's been getting airplay lately, No Sad Refrain, you wrote it. How did that song come about?
No Sad Refrain came about sitting around one summer in a friend's backyard and meeting a young lady, and it's the story of that relationship, however short it was, hence No Sad Refrain.
John, you're not an original member of the band. How did you join the band?
Well, I'd known the girls in Dash for about a year before I joined the band, and I was playing with another bunch of people, and it was total coincidence. The band I was playing with before broke up. The old bass player from Dash and the Dots quit within a week of each other, and I joined the band.
What is the difference between the two bands you've been in?
Well, it's organization, basically. When you get right down to it, everything is planned out to a T. You know, our schedule, people's attitudes, you know, things like that.
You play bass in the band, but you also play guitar and you also write songs.
Mhm.
How are your songs incorporated into the band?
Well, pretty much the same way as everyone else's. We have a rotation system now where we go around to each member of the group, and they have a song ready. We try it. If it works, it's in. So far, we haven't had any that haven't, but everyone's writing now, so we're going around to each person one at a time.
Were you a bit nervous about introducing your original stuff to the band?
Not really, because I wanted to get them played, and I had played all my songs for Tam and Tosh before, and some for Dash too. They'd heard the material. That may have had something to do with my getting in the band, I don't know, but they were aware of the kind of material I was writing.
Why do you want to be in a band?
It's always been a dream. It's just been a dream of mine ever since I've seen, I think it was the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. I just wanted to be in a rock and roll band.
Did you always want to be a drummer, or did you have...
Yeah, I always wanted to be a drummer.
Why?
I don't know, I thought at the point when I first took up drumming, I thought maybe it was the most prestigious. I think every young boy wants to be a drummer or a guitarist, and I guess mine was drumming.
Is drumming what you thought it would be? Is it prestigious? Is it what you thought it would be?
No, it's a lot less than what I thought it would be.
Obviously, the financial situation of a young band starting off in the bars isn't the best place to be. How do you go about it?
You know, we're renting all of our equipment. It's financially really difficult to start and to keep going. You can make ends meet and no more. You have to have a lot of friends.
Now, what made you join the band?
I joined the band because I've always wanted to be a singer. So I thought joining a band would be the best way to do it.
You had no previous experience at all?
No, not singing in a band, no.
So, did your sister give you moral support? Like the two of you figured, well, we'll do it. If you had been by yourself, would you have answered or put an ad in the paper?
Not in the same way at all. Tam, like between the two of us, we really helped each other out a lot. I mean, we didn't know anything. We didn't know what we were getting into at all. Yeah.
Are you the same person on stage as you are off stage?
Not really. I'm more outgoing kind of on stage, but I've really had to learn that. I've had to learn how to do that.
Is there a special moment that you can think of where you've been performing and then on stage you thought, boy, this is all worth it, like, boy, this is great, I'm sure glad I joined this band?
For me, it's not like when people clap, that's an amazing thing. That sounds bad, but like when people are responding, it's great. But for me, it's when they're dancing. Like when people are dancing, especially to our originals, like to our music, that just feels great because it's something you never really aren't always sure it's going to happen, and when it does.
When you put the ad in the paper, if you had not been with your sister, would you have put an ad in the paper? Would you have been able to do it on your own?
Not when I did. It would have taken me a lot longer because we support each other now, and we did then, you know, all the way through. I think I probably eventually might have, but it would have taken me a lot longer. I would have been probably a little more ready for it than I was. But
Are you aware of people watching you because you're a girl?
sometimes it throws you off a little, but usually they don't mean it in an offensive way, so I don't take it in that way. It's just sort of their way of getting involved and, you know, getting excited.
Are the guys in the band protective of you? Are they like big brothers?
Oh, yeah.
Have there been any instances where they've had to be a big brother?
Nothing major, but just things, you know, people trying to get into our dressing room or something, or just coming by to, you know, hang around or something, and just, you know, being that way. But so have we. I think we've gotten them off the hook a few times too, so.
How do you keep going when there is negative feedback, if there is any?
Sometimes it's really hard to do. There's no set way of doing it. Usually people can sort of help each other out, you know, sometimes boost someone else up if they see someone being down. Usually you talk about people behind their back who've insulted you and you feel a whole lot better, you know. That helps a lot. Or, you know, like, it's kind of funny sometimes because you have to maintain this sort of solid, we call it a facade or whatever, so that you don't get beaten up a lot of times by people. You know, oh yeah, they'll say some really rude things to you and you'll just be going, God, I'd like to kill this guy. But you don't. You just, oh, that's nice, and walk away from it, you know.
You were on the road recently in Alberta, and there were a couple of incidents where there was some scuffles in the audience. There's a knife fight or something. How do you react to something like that?
Well, it's like, that's entertainment, I guess, you know. It's like something's got to keep your interest up, and you're just out there. It's like you bring home these stories, right, is the way I look at it now, is just stories. As long as it wasn't you or any of the band that got knifed, that's great. You know, it's awful that stuff like that happens, but like the thing is, most of the time, people aren't really too aware of what's going on in the world. In like every city, there's a place like that where people are getting knifed. People are heavily into drugs, and it's like a really weird scene. And that stuff isn't shown very often to the public. You know, you'd rather see some of the stuff on TV today, which is like total entertainment. So that kind of stuff is out there. We just, you know.
Well, if that kind of stuff is out there, have you ever felt compelled because of what you've seen to write a song about it, or to say, there are places like this, there are people like that? Have you ever written songs about that, or?
Sometimes those ideas come up, but they don't always work themselves out to be easily expressed, because like some of the things you can see, like seeing an old lady eating out of a garbage can, I mean, like, you know, I'm sure you could write a song about that, but who'd want to listen to it, you know?
So you don't want to write negative songs then. So you want to be more of a positive band. You want to write more positive songs. Is that a conscious effort as well?
Yeah, I think so. I would think so. Why bring people down? There's enough of that already, you know? You could just go out and positive songs, if they like it, they'll come away feeling a lot happier rather than stabbing someone or going outside the bar and having a fight.
What keeps you going every night as a guitar player?
Alcohol.
It's dream.